Welcome to Game Soup, it's the game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot. I'm Chloe Montgomery, and I'm here with my easiest friend,
Kayla Dice. Yeah, maybe.
It took a second there to introduce yourself.
Well, this is the thing, when you throw to me with an insult, I'm like, do I want to say my name to introduce this? Because I feel one week you might throw to me with something where I'll go, no, I am not your whateverest friends, but ultimately maybe I am your boobiest and easiest friend, as a friend streak. How are you doing, Chloe?
I'm good, I'm very tired. I'm halfway through a can of Monster. You can see me drinking a can of Monster at UKGE. Get your tickets
we're
now.
like fucking 2 months away from UKGE now.
Yeah, I need to book a hotel.
Yeah. That makes sense. I assume I'm sorted, though I need to get more details about my UKGE time.
So, I have words if you have
got
ideas.
Are you providing both the words then? Is that what you're saying? Or is that just you doing the line?
No, I mean, I can do if you want.
No, I got words too.
Okay, my word is seller.
Seller.
Like person who sells things.
Yeah. I did have carts. What's a game about, like... For some reason my mind has now gone, like... maybe it's a game about a food cart. But, like also sort of, like, Wacky Races Mad Max. Like, your food cart is souped up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Mario Kart, but you're all food carts.
Yeah.
So you've got, like, the burger truck, you've got the taco stand, you've got...
Big Top Burger
Coffee.
Racing game.
It's Big Top Burger racing game. I don't know how this works as a tabletop game, but...
I feel like this thing, there are plenty of racing tabletop games involving roads.
Yeah, Talk.
And then you could probably nick from, like, war game shit like Gasland.
Crash Panda.
I feel like, yeah, maybe we do a Talk like... Well, actually, Talk is more roady, rather, like, rally road, rather than necessarily, like, lap race. So maybe that's good, because it's, like... I think it's more like the race is more you going from destination to destination with the fact that, like, all food carts have declared war on each other. And it's on-site violence.
I think what this game is it's a board game. You've got a big map of a city. And each food cart starts in a different bit of the city. And then they get a call out saying, we need food at the office or whatever. And then everyone's got to race to that office. And they can leave oil spills on the road. And depending on what sort of truck they are, they can leave stuff behind or throw stuff ahead of them.
Ooh.
And whoever gets to the location
have you
first
ever
wins
played
a
the
point.
board game Downfall?
I haven't.
So the way that works is you, like, have, like, a map, like a board. There's actually, like, a handful of them, and you have cars. And you are playing cards that move everyone with a certain amount. Or not everyone, they move some people a certain amount. So that's the thing, you want to use the cards that move you furthest, especially as roads narrow and stuff. But also your cards will also move some other people, so it's like, when are you choosing those moments? If you can block them off, they can't move ahead of you. And my mind was then like, yeah, maybe there's something with cards relating movements. I feel like the sort of racing to a spot where you're trying to get that food truck is, like, incredibly, like, gamey. Like, maybe it's card-based, like, as that's deciding movement on the map. Yeah. I feel that's more interesting than rolling and writing.
Yeah, I like the idea that you have a deck of cards for each of the food trucks.
Maybe this is...
And you have cards that, like, let you shift gears up, which adds speeds to each of your, like, movement. So whenever you play a movement, everybody moves, plus whatever their gear is. So if you're on a higher gear, you can go faster. But then you have to downshift to actually
I
give
think
the
this
food.
is fully, like, every food truck we make a bespoke
to...
deck. Maybe we do something where it also combines with a generic deck that everyone does.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for an out there, you also could do this and just insist people have to print and, like, proxy over their, like, cheapest, like, magic cards or whatever. And then I feel like...
Yeah. No, absolutely. And then the high Kickstarter tier
but
get a
I
nice
also
set.
then feel like the element where this is still a role-playing game, it, like, comes in at individual, like, stops and stuff where you maybe, like, in a sort of talk-like mode, switch to another mode where it's like, oh yeah, this is now like the role-playing stuff around like food truck conventions or individual places or just like vignettes of the lives of whoever's on. Actually, yeah. Big Top Burger meets talk meets a card game. So you're going to do all of the card writing because you play more card games than I ever have. What are we calling this?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it is food cart with a K. Unless you've got a funner idea for the name.
I was thinking like fast food.
Too fast, too
but that's
food.
probably been used a million times.
Too food is actually good enough while also being nonsense.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm on board with this.
Okay, my next word is dance.
I just ain't got a lot of affair. Also witch.
So it's a lap game where everybody's dancing, and
yeah,
it's like, you know how in like a movie, like people swap partners where they're dancing, and you have to.
I feel this is similar to the
around
game we did maybe around Christmas, where we're like, oh yeah, we just create a bunch of characters.
I don't know,
but like like pre-written characters, but the relationships aren't predetermined, and you sort of have to explore them and like make the narrative, in these individual dance moments. Yes. Like, maybe we just reuse that system, but
and
we
it was
artfully
like, they're all animals
that game
also.
and exists. And it's a similar thing, where here you're getting this, there's a lot of pre-written characters, or like, combination of elements. Maybe it's like, you're drawing strips of paper that are two things, like a dance style, as versus like a personality dynamic or whatever, combo them to make individual characters at this dance, which I think actually, I was about to like say, we've got to decide what the dance is, but I'm like, oh no, maybe that's something you do in play. Like, is this like a fucking like school disco? Is this like a ballroom high society ball? Or is it a dancing competition? And then I guess like it's the fact that you have a lot of like already like characters who half exist. They're maybe not full characters, like a build them in and twist them into whatever situation you've applied. But you've got some individual things about their like style and dynamic. And it's a case that like every time you're just sort of describing like the state of the dance floor in phases. And each time you're doing that, you're like mapping out who these characters are. And I think at the end you get like a sort of like layout, and then you're having to like add in a series of secrets that are getting exposed or not exposed. I did also have witch. What would dance witch be? What?
Dance witch.
Dance witch.
It's a new spin on the BLT,
Chloe.
where instead of baking,
Chloe,
you're dancing. It's a dance witch. No, nothing. Dance witch. I want to say.
No.
My place is going to DDR.
Do you like dancing?
But you're a witch. I don't think we can have a dancing machine in an RPG. I like it. I've not been out to
Maybe
do
it's
proper dancing
a lot.
in years.
You have to play at the club.
Like at a club or whatever. Okay, it's an RPG adventure. No, it's an RPG adventure.
Oh, like the fucking fairy tale as well.
Reverse footloosed everybody.
I feel it's a fairy tale where someone dances till they die because of being cursed by a witch.
And fairy tale?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, but sure.
Yeah, is this like a really trad adventure?
But
also just
the
goofy.
Adventurers, while dancing, have to stop the witch. And yeah, it's a really like OSR ass, like, we get who's the person who did the art for Death Game? Hodak, to do some like proper,
I guess maybe there's like a sub
white
mechanic we introduce in this where it's about like
people are getting their
how your
fucking cut
moves
off,
need to fit like the rhythm.
The person with the sword is also doing the Saturday Night
I don't know
Fever
what
pose.
this looks like. I'm just ooh, I thought of an idea of a rhythm. So like time signatures in the rolls of your attacks need to
somehow make
rhythm-based
mechanics for a tabletop RPG.
I don't know enough OSR games. Or you have to, like, you can only make successful hits if you can slot them into certain time signatures. Like, you roll a
So you
4
have
and,
to
like,
roll
oh yeah,
a
well, I mean, I'm
4,
going
then
to
an
attack
8,
in 4
then a
extra.
12.
And it's like, yes, that's cool. But, like, there are certain numbers where they're really useless, even if they'd otherwise be normal, because they...
Yeah. I was going to say, maybe we have, like, a system like Hi-Fi Rush has, like, your light attacks take 1 beat and your heavy attacks take 2 beats because everything's on a rhythm in that game. What if we have, like... It's not an adventure anymore at all. It's a whole new game where you have your basic attacks, you have your heavy attacks, you have your spells, whatever, and they all have, like, amount of times they take, and you have to slot them into a timeline so you're not, like, wasting any time, and you can't have stuff that's overlapping. And then you, like, play out... You, like, sit together your timeline for, like, 4 turns in advance.
So there's this big central mechanic for, like, your total dance fight against
the
the
witches
witch.
cast a spell, so you skip
And I guess
2
maybe
beats.
other shit is
How
just,
does
like,
that affect
world-building stuff.
your timeline?
Yes, I feel that is what we have invented, which is fine. We're allowed to do that. Cease and desist me, brother, I dare you.
Yeah. I guess it's Crypt of the Necrodancer, but a TTRPG.
Yeah,
So
what do we
we'll
call
get in
that?
touch with them, make a licensed RPG for it.
Yeah, we imagine we got the license here. I do sometimes think, I feel like it's a very interesting, like, look into my design stuff. Well, like, the Infinite Dance Floor, which is a game
Crypt
I made
of the
about, like,
Necrodancer, the tabletop RPG.
No, that's already used!
Yeah.
Bitch! Infinite Dance Floor is a game about, like, you're stuck in this, like, looping... sort of,
Oh yeah, we'll call it that.
infinite, like, nightclub that is trying to keep you trapped, and you're trying to rescue your friend from there, and it's, like, you like tarot and set to music, and is about, like, a really, like, shitty night out. And I do find it interesting, like, as a slice of design, because I feel like if I was just a slightly different kind of designer, that same setup is just an OSR dungeon. But it's not, it's an abstract, it's just, like, a weird story game set to music and involving an L-word shop, because that's the kind of designer I am.
If you'd read, like, 2000 AD rather than Kieran Gillen comics, it would have been an OSR adventure, I think.
You think that's my branching timeline moment? Okay, we are not quite at 20 minutes yet, so do we want to go to another thing? I am just getting a call from a private number.
Yeah, do it on the pod.
I've got to answer that quickly, I'm sorry. Hello? Yeah, this is Kayla Macquarie. Sorry, Yeah, this is Kayla Macquarie.
Thank you for listening to Game Soup.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Sure, yeah.